Hey, why, yes, of course, we can talk about LLMs and agents and how they all work together in the same ecosystem. Underneath the hood, though, agents are just LLMs, but the way that I think about it, or the way that I differentiate it, is that I think of agents as more of a sophisticated, or more like an LLM with a job or a purpose. For example, you can ask any LLM a question like, what are 5 places to go on vacation, right? And as long as the LLM has access to the correct data, as long as it's trained on the right type of data, it can easily pull you back that list of results from the data that it's trained on. By contrast, if I asked it a more complicated question like, give me an itinerary for a family of 4 to go on a 10-day vacation in countries in northwestern Africa, and we prefer natural landmarks over human-made landmarks, for example. A little more complicated, right? And so there's more steps that are involved in retrieving a relevant or correct response. And so this is where agents come into play, and they really shine. And so agents are equipped with 3 of the same components that make them agents versus just regular LLMs. And it gives them the ability to do this more complex logic. The first component that every agent has is the ability to reason or plan. And so in order to give me this itinerary, there are different steps that the LLM has to take in a sequential order. Some can be parallelized, but first it might need to say, okay, what are countries in North Africa? So that might be or Northwest Africa. So that might be the first step. The second step is to filter those list of countries down to ones that are family friendly or young children friendly, right? And then places that have really good natural landmarks versus human-made landmarks. And so the LLM will go through and plan out these tasks itself. It can orchestrate this step of making steps in order to figure out how to get to that correct answer, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing that LLMs have the ability to do is to act. And this usually happens as in the form of tools. Now, tools can be like MCP tools, for example, and tools, it's very varied what action and acting and tools can mean. Oftentimes it means something like querying or mutation. So I can do like a search, or I can work with an API to do like a retrieval of information, or I can do a mutation on some information. And so those are some things that an LLM can do to act. It can put things on your calendar, or filter a list, things like that. So that's the second thing that agents are able to do. And the third thing that agents are equipped with that makes them so powerful is context or memory. And so it will retain memory based on the way that it's programmed. Will retain memory about different things that you've interacted and asked it about, things that it's been trained on, as well as the context of the conversation. So I can go back and forth with an agent and I can say, okay, build me an itinerary. I can build me an itinerary and then I can ask it for a tweak. Like, no, this doesn't sound really good. Maybe it suggested some restaurant that has a cuisine that I don't really like. I don't really like spicy food. So go back and redo this itinerary with restaurants that have food that isn't as spicy. And then it can go back to the previous parts of that conversation, still retaining that context, and give me relevant results that just tweak that one piece of the initial prompt that I had, which makes it even more powerful than training, or it works hand in hand with the training, because the training helps to get the model very fine-tuned to a certain set of data, while this context helps it to be more of a personalized experience. When I'm interacting with like Gemini or ChatGPT, it feels more like I'm having a one-to-one, unique, customized, individualized conversation as a result. So that's an agent. LLM underneath the hood, but equipped with a little razzle-dazzle to make it even better.